This game is a work of fiction and its author's imagination. It does not aim to offend, insult or discriminate anyone on their religious, social, economical, species or any other basis. Any violation of the player's aesthetic sensitivity, active citizenship or any other spiritual impulse lies on their conscience. Any resemblance of the characters to your real or imaginary friends, neighbors, colleagues, toolpaths is entirely coincidental. All the heroines are 18 years old and they've confirmed their consent on participating in this game in written form. An excerpt from the screenwriter's medical history can be provided on demand. The game doesn't contain any propaganda of voluntary or not ending one's life. Not a single mascot, animal or human was hurt during the game's creation. Happy reading! Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Everlasting Summer by Soviet Games. This might be very interesting combo. Alright, so new game. Dear Pioneer, you are on the verge of wondrous discoveries. The doors of the most wonderful place in the world, our favorite camp, Sovyonok, have opened before you. You remember this session for the rest of your life. Welcome. Let's go. That's a really nice music. I was having that dream once again. That dream. No idea what those icons are about. Let's not click them. Same thing every night. But it's all forgotten in the morning as usual. Maybe it's for the best. Only a glimpse of memory will remain of gates half open, as if inviting me somewhere, with two frozen stone pioneers standing close by. And also that strange girl who keeps asking me, you, will you come with me? Come. But where? And why? And where am I, anyway? Of course, if it all happened in real life, I would certainly have been scared. Well, what else would one expect to feel? But this is just a dream. The same one I see every night. There must be a reason. You don't have to know where or why to realize something is really happening. Something desperately seeking my attention. Since everything that surrounds me here is real as things in my own flat, I could open the gates, hear the hinges creak, brush the crumbling rust away with my hand, inhale the fresh cool air and shiver from the cold. I could. But to do that, I would need to pick myself up, take a step, move my hand. But this is a dream, I understand that, but what of it? What does my understanding change? Because here, it's just like on the other side of the cracked screen of an old TV, which struggles to fight against static noise and strives to show its audience everything without missing a single detail. But the picture is getting blurry. I must be waking up soon. Maybe I should ask her something. The girl. What's her name? About the stars, for instance. Why the stars fall? I'd rather ask about the gates. Yeah, the gates. She would be so surprised. No, that not. Or better, why the dot over an I was called a title, but the dot over a J was called a superscript dot. Nice letters. As if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters, gates and stars have to do with this place? Because even if I'm having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyway. I've got to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look carefully, you can see the Magellanic Clouds, as if I'd ended up in the southern hemisphere. In a dream, there are the small things that catch your attention: an unnatural color of grass, impossible curves of straight lines, or your own distorted reflection with the real danger, which could put an end to everything right here and now. Seems trivial. It's unnatural, since here you cannot die. I know it for sure, I've done it hundreds of times. But if you cannot die, is there a point living? I should ask the girl. She's a local. She should know. Yeah, exactly. I should ask her about the owl, for example. Oh, there is an owl actually. Didn't notice it. One strange bird it is. Though it doesn't matter. Will you come with me? And every time I have to answer, it's the only way, otherwise the dream will never end, and I will never wake up. Yes, I will come with you. No, I will stay here. I wonder who is asking actually, but that doesn't matter, and we will follow. Every time it's so hard to decide on the answer. For me it was easy. Where am I? What am I doing here? Who is she? And why does so much in my life depend on this answer? Or maybe it doesn't. It's just a dream after all. Just a dream. Nice keyboard. Had one like that back in the days. Damn, have to uninstall all those updates. Bro, what are you browsing? The computer screen stared at me as if it was alive. Some Russian website. No idea what this is about. Sometimes it really did seem to me that it was conscious of itself, had its own thoughts and wishes, ambitions, that it had feelings, could love and suffer. As if in our relationship the screen wasn't an instrument, it was me who was a lifeless piece of plastic and text all it. There is some truth in that, probably because the computer provides 90% of my communication with the outside world. Only most image boards, subchats from time to time, rarely ICQ or Jabber, and forums even more rarely. People on the other end of the internet cable simply do not exist. All of them are simply creations of its sick imagination, an error in the source code, or a kernel bug which started living a life of its own. If one looked at my existence from the outside, such thoughts would seem crazy, and a psychologist would surely give me a bunch of sophisticated diagnoses and maybe write me a doctor's referral to the lonely bean. Okay. A small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order in it, and always the same view out the window on the grey megalopolis running somewhere day and night. Such are the conditions of my life. Well, of course it didn't all start like this. I was born, went to school and finished it, like all the others. I was accepted at a university, where I spent a year and a half trailing behind and struggling. I drifted through several jobs. Sometimes it was working out quite well, sometimes I was even getting decent money for it. But it all felt like it was not mine, as if taken from another man's biography. I wasn't living life to its fullest. It was looping over and over in monotonous circles, like in the movie Groundhog Day. It's just that I had no choice in how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself the same vicious spiral. A spiral of emptiness, misery, and despair. For the last few years I just sat in front of a screen all day. Sometimes there were menial jobs, sometimes my parents helped me. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder really, since my needs are quite minor. I hardly ever leave my home, and my communication with other people almost exclusively consists of online correspondence with the anonymous, who have no real name, no gender, no age. So, in brief, a quite typical life of a quite typical antisocial person of his time. Kind of doony dark on a minor scale, without doomsday related visions. Maybe some highly respected author will write a novel about me, and it will become a contemporary classic of modern literature. Or I will write one myself. However, what's the point of fooling myself? I tried many times, but couldn't even come up with a simple short story. I tried to learn many other things as well. Not gifted enough to draw. Programming, got bored. Foreign languages takes too much time. The only thing I loved doing was reading, but still I never would have called myself a scholar. Perhaps I was an ace at watching anime and a grandmaster of lame internet jokes. If I were to get paid for it, I would probably be a happier person, and a richer person too, but I doubt it would fill the hole inside me. Today was another typical day of a typical failur's typical life. And today is the day when I have to go to my university reunion. Frankly speaking, I really didn't want to. What is the point? The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend, my former university mate and one of the few with whom I kept in touch other than through the internet. So we are walking and there is a lot of snow. A frosty evening. Bus stop, waiting. I never liked winter. I like it. For hot summer is not my season either. I like summer too. It's just that I see no reason to point out any particular time of the year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is outside when you stay at home 24/7. True. The bus stop was running so late that I was about to curse it all and spend my last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, but there was not a single useful one to seize on. Such a thought that you could bring into existence, give a shape, turn to an idea and put into practice. Maybe I could start my own business? But where would I get the money from? Or maybe I could go back to working in an office? No way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have to, and who would want me after all? I suddenly remembered my childhood. Or rather, my teen years, the time when I was 15-17 years old. Why exactly those years? No idea. I guess it's because back then, everything was much more simple. It was easier to make decisions, so complicated now, and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I knew exactly how my day was going to pass, and I always eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for the things I liked. Computer, football, going out with friends. And then, at the beginning of the next week, I'd take up my studies again. Back then, there were no such worrying questions like why, who need it, what will change if I do it, or what will not change. A simple lifestyle, so casual, for any normal person, and so odd to myself today. That careless childhood age. It was also then that I met my first love. Her appearance and personality have vanished from my memory. Only her name remains. Like a brief line from a social network profile, along with the feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. What's her name? I guess we don't know. We'll not get the answer actually. Affection, tenderness, the desire to care for her and to protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start a conversation, what on earth to discuss and how to attract her. Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time. But where could I meet one anyway? Alright, before entering the bus, let's end the episode here. Hope you enjoyed it. However, well, we didn't have many choices so far. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it and see you in the next one. Bye.